So, as I said, this podcast is based around storytelling. We love to hear stories and journeys. So, I'd love to kind of just open the floor to you to be able to share, a past challenge, a pivot that you had in your life, what that looked like in order to get you to where you are now, and what you kind of learned from that experience.
Sure, sure. So as you know from my bio, I am a psychic, a medium, intuitive, and was really just born this way. And so, like so many of us, just learned how to sort of live in the world and keep that part of me separate, or only sort of unpack it and take it out, maybe in friendships or with a close girlfriend. And so for a long time, I just had this kind of traditional life. And it was in my mid to late 20s that this truth of who I am, deeply spiritual, deeply connected, really was wanting to come out and not just be expressed, but um, like sort of take over and sort of be the current, the guidepost of my life. And so it wasn't until my mid 20s that I said out loud to somebody, I know things I shouldn't know. I see dead people. And it was a best friend. And it was terrifying. And really, when I began on my own spiritual journey, it was just for me, never set out to create a business or really even do anything. I hadn't conceived of doing anything of service in the world. It was just about understanding who I was. But I knew that I felt incomplete. I felt not whole. I felt inauthentic. I felt like I was pretending in the real world. Like I could put on sort of Katie makeup and go be smart and make people happy and hit the ball out of the park. But it just felt so incongruent. And so I spent a lot of years just sort of privately and quietly doing my own healing work on my own spiritual journey. And then it became clear that this is the work that I'm meant to do in the world. It's who I'm meant to show up as. And frankly, that was really daunting and really terrifying. Partly because there's all sorts of people in the world who don't wouldn't believe what I do. Also, past life wise, how many of us women have just been burned at the stake for this sort of thing? So, I think I had all of those forces sort of coming up in me, those self-preservation forces saying, nope, don't do this. Don't be honest. Don't go out there and be honest about who you are. Don't show up that way. It's not safe to. And it took some time. It took a while. But I did. And 13 years ago was when I started doing this work on the world and started owning and claiming who I am and showing up this way. And it's been rewarding. I am absolutely categorically the most authentic version of myself. And I absolutely categorically have a ways to go. And for me, and this, I'm writing my second book, and this is what the second book will be about. This is about self-awareness, admitting deep and profound truth about yourself to yourself, because you can lie to everyone but yourself. And then paired with that self-awareness and that telling yourself of the truth, there comes these moments in life when you are asked to embody spiritual courage. And you're asked to take leaps of faith, make plans, let things go, release things that feel safe, in honor of something that's not yet, that hasn't come to fruition, that is still unseen. And I feel deeply that the life I've led is literally me walking my talk, and was my soul and the universe conspiring to teach me about reckoning with deep truth and having the spiritual courage to live that truth.